Well, Texas hockey fans, I'm not sure what we have to sacrifice at this point. Do we have to burn something? Do we have to kill something? I don't know. In order to stop this Stars losing streak, it extends to 4 games after last night's game against the LA Kings at home at AAC at what seemed like midnight with an 8 o'clock start on a Thursday night. Not ideal, but welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas Hockey Podcast, brought to you by Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang over here. Zang responsibly. There might be a lot more zanging happening during this losing streak than we would like. We'd like to have celebratory Zing Zang, not sad Zing Zang. So Zang responsibly all season long with Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. This is Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas Hockey Podcast. We're rocking solo pod today. Savannah's out of town. Dom's at work. We can't do it. So it's just me. You're going to have to just deal with me and what I believe is a reasonable outlook of what happened last night and what's been happening over the last 4 games with the Stars. There's a lot of people panicking. There's a lot of people frustrated. I understand the frustrations. The Stars played a really good game last night, and a lot of people don't want to hear that. So let's get into it. Stars losing OT against the Kings, 3-2 in the losing streak against the 4 games. They do get a point going to OT against the Kings, but not the result that we wanted. Let's get into the game. It started off pretty good. Like, the Stars were creating a lot of chances. They were in the ozone a lot. They were playing clean defense. They were stifling the Kings on defense, but they were in the ozone a lot. I thought that was a really good first period. The first 10 minutes were exceptional, I thought. And while they didn't get a goal in those first 10 minutes, it reminded me a lot of last season where sometimes in the playoffs or sometimes in the regular season, they would come out really hot in the first period and we'd all be surprised because we saw last season with Pete DeVore's system and everything, they always started slow and then they finished really strong in the third period and they had to come back a lot of times and they had to just survive in the first period and then they'd be fine. This period was really good. I thought the first period was awesome and they were getting shots. They were creating chances. They were in the ozone a lot. Defense was really good. Jake was good whenever he got a shot. The Kings took 7 minutes almost. It was just over 13 minutes or just under 12 minutes or just under 13 minutes when the Kings got their first shot on goal, which we know that Otter likes to have shots on goal pretty early. Just not a flurry of them, but a handful. So he can kind of settle into the game and it's not just like sitting there waiting while they're in the ozone. I know that's tough on them, but you like to see that from the Stars offense. You like to see a lot of pressure being created, a lot of shots, a lot of chances. There weren't a ton of shots. There was probably only 5 or so. Or I think they ended up with 8 in the first period. And you're like, okay, I feel like there should be more shots on goal, but they created the pressure. They had a lot of things going for them right in the first period until about 17 minutes in. Mikko Rantanen, it's happened twice this season already where a player is falling down and Mikko's going for the hit. The player is already falling. Mikko then cross-checks him in the back, knocks him to the ground completely. It's not a dumb penalty per se. It's just a split-second thing that happens, I think, and Mikko's going for the hit. Ends up being a cross-check. He goes to the box. Mikko didn't like the call. He never likes the call. But it was the correct call, unfortunately, for him. And he goes to the box, and they start killing the penalty off pretty well. They're sending the puck down. There's not a lot of pressure there. And then they get behind the net. Corey Perry does. Fan favorite Corey Perry, which I want to mention. I tweeted it out last night. There was only one person that really responded to it, but I miss Corey Perry. He's like not a fun person to play against at all. And I know he's 40 years old and he went to the Cup final 2 years in a row with Edmonton. He's gone to the Cup final every year for a decade, it feels like at this point, and lost every single one of them. Corey Perry's been good for a while now, and he does things that the Stars haven't done in the years past. I think they're going to start doing it a little bit more this year. But he's an agitator. He's an aggressor. He does things really well on offense and sets you up and is in front of the net, and he's grimy and gross and feisty. But this play from Corey Perry I hated because it was a detriment to the Stars. Ilya Lyubushkin goes in for a hit on Corey Perry, and his stick is underneath the shoulder pad when this hit happens. Lyubushkin's was to Corey Perry. Corey Perry then flops his head back and gets the 2-minute minor for high sticking. The stick was nowhere near his face. It was underneath the shoulder pad. And you can't see that in real time. And flopping the head back is almost automatically going to get you a call. Mikko did it earlier in the season where I don't think he even got touched on the face, but the stick went up. He flopped back, got the call. It happens in hockey. Refs are not going to be able to see that in real time necessarily. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. It was a soft call, especially when you look at the replay, especially when you look at the still image of it. It was bad, but they go on the 5-on-3 for a little over 30 seconds. The Kings do, and the Kings get the goal pretty quickly after that. And of course, it's Corey Perry scoring the power play goal for the LA Kings. It's frustrating because Jake made a really good save, but it bounced out just far enough, and there was 3, 4 bodies in front of the net. I don't think he saw where the rebound went. Corey Perry just dumped it right back into the net, and you're down 1-0 when you feel like you played a really good period, and you kind of got hoed on the 5-on-3 penalty. Like, you probably should have been able to kill that penalty off. You go into the first intermission either 0-0 or somehow you get a goal with a couple minutes left there. It's unfortunate. They kill off the second penalty in the second period. But at the end of the day, you're down 1-0 and you feel like you played a really good period. That happened a lot last season. I feel like it happened a lot in the playoffs against Colorado, where you feel like you outchanced them, you outscored them, but you never scored. And then somehow you're going down to intermission at down 1-0. So not an ideal thing for the Stars to have, because they had the pressure. They just didn't get the shots on net. Darcy Kemper looked really good. He was making crazy saves. I don't remember if the Mikko Rantanen play was in the first period or the second period, but there was a play where Darcy Kemper just sprawled out on the ice in the crease, and the puck finds Mikko Rantanen. He's got 3 Kings in front of him, and it's a hard shot for Mikko to get off from the left side because he's a left-handed player. He's got to get it neck, like just right to the right of the Kings players, and he does, and it's a really good shot on net. And Darcy just flares his glove up, and then he just catches it. And it was infuriating seeing that, because Mikko's just like, how did I not score there? Everyone in the building's like, how did Mikko not score there? It was frustrating. Darcy Kemper, I mean, they're all playing like every goalie that comes into AAC or plays against the Stars is turning into a Vezina type goalie. They're having their best game of the season against the Stars. It's crazy how it keeps happening. But Darcy Kemper was on one. Mikko Rantanen had quality shots on net. And especially that one, it was almost a wide open net, but Darcy gets that glove up and makes the save. And it was that kind of night. It was that kind of night. But you know what kind of night I had outside of the Stars? I had a night with Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy, new sponsor of the show. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up. Play your first $5, get $100 in bonus funds and bonus entries when you sign up with Underdog using promo code CSOI. It's also the NBA season, so if you're in the NBA, you got a lot of NBA plays going on right now. You've got the World Series starting. If you're into the MLB, you can put some picks in for that with Underdog Fantasy. And then obviously it's NFL season. Every Thursday night, Sunday, and Monday night, you've got games. You can win money with Underdog Fantasy using promo code CSOI. Download the app today and use promo code CSOI to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code CSOI. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 and older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. We're in Texas. You're going to be able to use it here and for Underdog Fantasy. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPEline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Underdog Fantasy. Win some money with us this season. Play your first $5 and get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you use the code CSOI, like clean sheet of ice. Thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this episode. Back to the game. Yeah, man. And then the second period happens, and I just have a little bit more hope. I think they're going to come out and do a lot of what they did in the first period: pressure, ozone, all the stuff that you need to see from the Stars. And you're down 1-0, but you're not in a bad spot. It's only one goal. You need one to tie it, two to take the lead, and you're feeling okay. The Wyatt Johnston, Jason Robertson, Mikko Rantanen, those guys were exceptional last night. You know who else was exceptional last night? Miro Heiskanen. The stick work, the speed, the offensive aggression was all there for Miro Heiskanen. Something that me and Dom have been complaining about over the last year with Miro is on the offensive side of the puck, he's not being an aggressor. He's not doing those take it from the D zone to the O zone all by himself and try to create a chance, either take a shot or pass it over to someone that has a good shot on net. He did that a lot last night. It was a very good version of Miro Heiskanen. He was throwing hits. He was getting in the muck. In the first period, there was a play where one of the Kings guys kind of came up to Jake after a save, and both Miro and SL Lindell got in there, and then the whole rest of the guys on the ice got in there and had a little bit of a scrap after the whistle. It was fun. SL Lindell's helmet falls off, which happens every single time there's a scrap and SL Lindell is involved. SL Lindell's helmet is coming off every single time. I don't know why that is, because SL Lindell's like probably the nicest person in the NHL, but it keeps happening. And I thought that was funny. But Miro Heiskanen was exceptional last night. I know people have been concerned about him. He's still a great player. He's still finding his legs right now from his surgery last season. I don't know if he's 100% yet, but he's getting there. He looked a lot better Thursday night against the Kings. So stop worrying about him. But get to the second period. You get on the power play pretty early in the period, about 5 minutes in. Jason Robertson scores a power play goal. It wasn't the cleanest power play. They were kind of just cycling it around for a good bit, but they were collecting the shots that they were shooting on the rebounds. And then the puck kind of goes into the middle of the ice. Rupe gets it over to Robo. Robo snipes it from basically the blue line, just kind of sends a wrist shot top right corner of the net. And it was a great goal. Like, there's a lot of screens. There was a lot of pressure. And Darcy Kemper was over to the left side of the goal and did not have any time to get over by the time Robo shot it. So Robo, you tie it and you're feeling a lot better at this point. The crowd's lively. The crowd was a lot better Thursday night than it was on Tuesday night. I know I complained about the crowd on Wednesday on this episode, but the crowd was a lot better. The crowd got back into it with that. Liam Bishop was out there throwing hits. The crowd was good on Thursday night. I'm not going to discredit the crowd, but Robo ties it and you're feeling pretty good, feeling frisky. And then it happens again. You know, last season when it was a minute or two after a goal and the other team would score immediately and either get it right back to tie or take the lead again. Happen again. Cody Ceci gets the puck kind of at the point on a slap shot. It gets tipped. I can't remember if it was Maverick Bork or Rupe Hintz or whoever it was in front of him. It does tip basically the skate and the stick of the Dallas Star that was in front of him. And it creates this crazy rebound or this crazy bounce that just goes off of the guy off the ice and bounces straight up. Otter had no chance on that one. Can't blame him for that. It was good defense. It was just the bad result from playing good defense. They were creating a lot of pressure in the D zone. They weren't getting really good, clean looks. And then Cody Ceci is just at the top of the point by himself and gets that slap shot off. So you're down 2-1, just a minute and a half after you scored the goal to tie it. Cody Ceci returning to the Dallas Stars, to Dallas. I know it was a short time. It was 30-something games and played in the playoffs. But Cody Ceci got a little action on the Jumbotron, welcoming him back to Dallas. You know, he did his wave. He stood up. They told him to stand up on the bench. It was funny. But Cody Ceci gets the goal, and then you're sitting there and it's like, damn, dude, we played really well the first two periods, and we're down 2-1 again, going to intermission. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. And then you get the third period, and you get a power play pretty quick, like a minute into the period, I think. They're back on the power play. Another high sticking from the Kings. It was the same guy. I can't remember who it was. I can find that, though. Armia for the Kings. The second high sticking penalty. It comes in the third period pretty early on. And that power play was like not good at all for a while. And it's like a minute and a half in. Glenn's leaving out the top unit. He said that, yeah, he wanted to keep the top unit out there. They were creating good chances. He wanted to make sure that they got rewarded for it. And the power play was been good. They were creating pressure. They were creating chances. They were keeping the puck in the ozone. They were doing all the right things. So I think that's kind of why the top power play unit is out there for a long time. You still don't have Matt Duchene right now. Jamie Benn's still on LTIR. Oscar Back's not here yet. So your depth is not there. So your power play is kind of just having to stay out there the whole time, which we saw in Edmonton a lot, where Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl would be out there for almost the entire 2 minutes. Same thing that we're seeing with Mikko Rantanen and Wyatt Johnston and Jason Robertson. Like, if they've been on the ice for a while, they're going to stay on for the power play. That's just kind of what we're doing right now. Once we get our depth back, once people come back from injury, you might see the second unit a lot more. Miro Heiskanen still running the top power play unit, but that power play was not very good until Mikko Rantanen sends it over to Rupe Hintz in front of the net. Rupe puts a shot on there, and Darcy Kemper's all the way to the left side of the goal, just nowhere near it, and it's a wide open goal for Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston gets his 5th goal of the season. Stars leading player in goals this season so far. We're only, seven games in right now? We're 3-1. So 7 games in, 5 goals, pretty good. I did not have this on my bingo card where Wyatt Johnson might be leading the team in goals this season. I thought it was going to be Jason Robertson, Mikko Rantanen. I thought they were going to be leading the charge. Maybe Wyatt Johnson's just going to score 50 goals this year. It might just happen. He's been that good. He's been that good on defense. He's been that good on offense. He's creating stuff by itself. He's in the right position almost all the time. He's a cerebral hockey player. He's a really good hockey player. And I didn't see this type of jump coming this season. I thought maybe it was another year, but I thought there was going to be a slight jump. We might just have a mega jump from Wyatt Johnson this year. He might lead the team in points. Like, he's been exceptional, especially in the goal scoring department. But he gets the goal on the power play. So you're like 2 for 4 at that point on the power play. You're feeling all right, feeling decent. You got the tie game, 2-2. And then it just keeps going. The time, it's like 8 minutes left, and you're sitting there like, okay, maybe you can get on the power play. Doesn't work. And then it's 6 minutes left, and you're like, OT on an 8 p.m. game that didn't start till 8:15. They're usually like 7-8 minutes past what the start time is listed as, which I feel is exceptional compared to the NBA. I know the NFL does a really good job of it. They start within like 3 minutes of 12 o'clock or 3:25 or whenever the games are starting for the normal games on Sunday. But an 8:15 start on a Thursday and then going to overtime is tough. I was exhausted by the time we got to OT and frustrated because I thought the Stars deserved to win. They had more shots on goal. They played better. They were getting really good ozone pressure, and they were getting really good shots on goal. Darcy Kemper just played a hell of a game. So you go to OT. You win the faceoff. So wonky one, but they won the faceoff to collect the puck. They have a weird entry. They go back. And then Miro takes it all the way down the ice from the defensive zone to the offensive zone, gets past the blue line. I think he puts a really good shot on goal. I know a lot of people were frustrated with that shot because Mikko and Rupe weren't even in the ozone yet. He had all 3 Finns out there, which was fun, but Miro puts a good shot on goal. It was a quality chance. He was one-on-one with the defender, had him to the side, tried to snipe it top right, and Darcy Kemper gets just a piece of it. It bounces out. There's a potential that you kind of keep the puck there. The Kings kind of try to dish it out. Rupe gets a stick on it, pushes it out to the middle of the ice. Mikko can't get there yet. And Miro's skating back as fast as he can. And you got a 2-on-1 with Rupe and Mikko trailing. And it was game over. Sent it over to Adrian Kempe. Cross ice pass, just a one-timer. It was an easy goal for him. And that's how overtime works. Glenn Goldson said in his press conference that, look, you usually get a chance, and usually when OT ends, it's because the other team just counterattacked on a chance. That a puck that bounced out to the middle of the ice, they were able to collect it and have speed going the other way. That's how it goes. So a lot of good things happened in this game. I thought the defense was really good, like really good. I don't think it was bad. Like, you got a 5-on-3 penalty that shouldn't have been a 5-on-3 time, and they got a goal from that. Okay, you can kind of deal with a 5-on-3 goal. Like, you shouldn't have been there in the first place, but it was 5-on-3. You can't take too much from that. And then the second goal was a weird wonky bounce where it was blocked by a Stars defender, and it just went into the net. So can't be too mad about that. You can't be too mad about overtime because that's just how overtime goes in the NHL these days. It's 5 minutes, 3-on-3. It's going to be a counterattack each and every time. If you win the first faceoff and you don't score, odds are you're probably not winning the game unless you get that puck back immediately. So a lot of good things. I thought the passing had cleaned up a lot. I thought the passing was a lot crispier. The turnovers were a lot better. I think there was still a handful of turnovers that I was like, maybe not so good, but it wasn't as egregious as it had been in the first 3 games of this losing streak. They played a really good game. All the players, like Rupe, Robo, and Wyatt, all kind of said the same thing. Like, they played a good game. They just didn't create enough 5-on-5, which they did create enough 5-on-5. They just didn't score a goal 5-on-5, which was frustrating because they played really well. They deserved to have a goal, and Darcy Kemper played his ass off. So can't be too frustrated about that. And I thought the defense was really good. I don't think anyone was like super out of position. There weren't any crazy chances at some points like we've seen in the last 3 games where they are on the losing streak. It was just one of their best games of the season they've played this year, and they only got 1 point, and they lose in overtime. So frustrating. Not ideal, but they played a good game. The processes are working. They played a good game. Everyone needs to stop freaking out. I know it's 4 games in a row. You got a point last night, but it's 4 games in a row losing. You don't want to be there. It's not fun. It's not ideal. But they played a really good game against the Kings, and we'll see what happens against the Canes on Saturday night. They just didn't get the result. That's what Glenn said. That's what all the players said post-game. It's okay to be frustrated that they're losing games, but you can't look at that game and say that they played poorly. I think everyone on the ice for the most part played really well. I thought Liam Bishop was really good. I thought Petrovic had a really good game. I just think they played really well. Esa Lindell was good. Miro Heiskanen was great. Wyatt Johnson was great. Mikko Rantanen was great. Robo was great. You had a lot of good things going last night, and you didn't get the result. You didn't get the puck in the back of the net one more time. That's all it took was one more time, and you ended up losing in overtime. So not ideal. It's okay to be frustrated at the result, but they played a good game. So everyone stop freaking out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. We're going to be good at the end of the day. But we'll be back on Monday, I believe, with Dom to talk about the Canes game on Saturday night. I will not be in attendance for that one, but I will be watching. So Canes, Saturday night. And then we're going to preview the game on Tuesday against the Washington Capitals. Guess who's coming to town? Alex Ovechkin. Alexander Ovechkin might be playing his last season in the NHL. I believe his contract is up. Kind of the rumor that came out last year during the playoffs is that this is going to be Ovi's last season. To the season ticket holders, make sure you re-up or get them now. So it could be Ovi's last time in Dallas. Time to enjoy one of the all-time greats, the all-time goal-scoring leader in career goals. So let's enjoy that. But we got Canes on Saturday. We'll preview the Tuesday game against the Caps. We'll be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday shows from here on out through the rest of the season. You're going to be hearing from me, Dom, Savannah, and maybe some special guests we'll have on throughout the pod throughout the year. It's okay, Stars fans. It's okay. They played a really good game. They just didn't get the result. So stop panicking. It's going to be all right. But shout out to our sponsor, Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary Mix. We love Zing Zang over here and Zang responsibly all season long. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy, use promo code CSOI, like clean sheet of ice, CSOI. When you sign up, play your first $5 and get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you sign up using the promo code CSOI. Win some money this season during the NHL, NBA, NFL season, and especially during the World Series with promo code CSOI on Underdog Fantasy. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already tuned in on Spotify, we are up with video on Spotify, so hit that subscribe button if you're a Spotify user. We got Apple Podcasts. We've got YouTube at Apollo HOU, so hit that subscribe button. Lets us know that we're doing a pretty good job here. And we'll be back on Monday with another episode of Clean Sheet of Ice, Texas Hockey Podcast.